Okay, so I recently have beaten a max mode titled Showdown. It's a FNAF 1 custom night max mode. It's ranked that really easy on the list, but realistically it's actually pretty difficult. But, you know, at the end of that video, I said this. Sorry, Lucy, if you're watching this. I just beat this to rage bait you. I felt horrible after saying that, and I felt horrible. However, to make up for that, I will try to make a guide to help as much as possible, and make it public in case anyone else wants to try and beat this for some reason, of tips and tricks that helped me, and just overall stuff that you need to be wary of in the game. Anyways, let the video begin, and hope you enjoy, I guess. Sorry, Lucy. Again. Alright, since this video is only about tips and tricks, I'm just gonna list them here right now, so I don't waste anyone's time. First off, when you start the night, I would suggest doing what I do. First off, go to Puppet's camera, wind for 3 winds, then wait for phone guy to call. Once he calls, mute it, then wind up Puppet completely, and then camp on Fredbear's camera until he comes. Once he comes, deal with him, wind Puppet all the way, and then now you're put in a cycle where when Puppet's yellow warning sign comes up, you look at Fredbear until he goes, and then you quickly wind Puppet so that he doesn't get out. This is the strategy I use to win, by the way, so it works. Another tip I would like to give is only flashing the Freddles when there is 2 or more on your desk. Because if you're flashing when there is 1, there is 0 danger to you, and you're just wasting power, and you will most likely die to a power outage. On to the next tip. Another tip I would really like to give when you're playing Showdown is listening for the characters. When you listen for Freddy, Bonnie, and Chica, when they're at your doors and when they leave, it saves a lot of power, and power management is basically the only threat in Showdown if you know what you're doing. So I would highly suggest using sound effects only, and only using the door lights if you absolutely need to know who is there to save more power overall. Okay, now for the next tip, I would suggest just going into a regular night with Puppet, Fredbear, and Foxy on, and just trying to be fast dealing with them, and trying to sync them all up at once. To practice being really fast, because speed is also really essential, especially when you have to wind Puppet right after a Fredbear in the cycle. Because if you're not fast, you're gonna die to Puppet a lot. So being fast is essential for this mode. So practice being speedy. Alright, on to the last tip. Now, when you are dealing with Foxy, you want to make sure you are on the cameras for the least amount of time as possible. And the way you can do this is by trying to spam S. And by spamming, I mean hitting it twice in succession. So you flip up the cameras really fast and flip it down. Sometimes you won't even see the screen pop up, and that's really good. That means you've successfully done a 0-frame flip. 0-frame flips cost little to no power and stall Foxy, which is really good for power management and highly suggested. Oh my god, I did it! Nice! Holy shit, I did it!